What if the terrifying prospect of Alzheimer's disease, a fate many fear as inevitable with age, could actually be prevented, slowed, or even reversed? Imagine detecting subtle changes in your brain decades before any symptoms appear and taking personalized action to preserve your cognitive vitality. That is the transformative idea reshaping how we think about brain health today. And who better to guide us through this than Dr. Richard Isaacson, a leading preventive neurologist reshaping the conversation around Alzheimer's and neurodegenerative diseases. For decades, Alzheimer's and other dementias have been viewed through a narrow lens, a single disease caused by the buildup of amyloid plaques, afflicting mostly the elderly. Dr. Isaacson smashes this paradigm, revealing a far more complex and nuanced reality. Alzheimer's disease is not one size fits all. In fact, he emphasizes with clinical experience, if you've seen one person with Alzheimer's, you've seen one person with Alzheimer's. This disease manifests differently in each individual, driven by diverse biological pathways, genetic factors, and lifestyle influences that unfold silently over decades. Moreover, this isn't just an old person's disease. Pathological changes start as early as the 30s and 40s, long before memory loss shows up. How has the medical establishment missed this crucial window for so long? The failure of 99% of Alzheimer's drug trials over the past 2 decades, despite billions invested, underscores the need for a radical shift in thinking. Can we stop treating only symptoms and start focusing on prevention before symptoms even surface? Dr. Isaacson introduces a revolutionary concept: precision neurology, or personalized medicine, applied to dementia. Rather than treating all patients the same, he advocates for mapping out the individual road that each person's disease follows. Genetics, metabolism, hormonal status, inflammation, and unique environmental exposures all interact differently in everyone. For example, a woman with the A4 gene undergoing estrogen decline in perimenopause needs a different approach than a man with metabolic syndrome and elevated belly fat. This N of 1 philosophy requires deep testing and data collection tailored to the individual: blood biomarkers, genetic profiles, body composition, hormone levels, all interpreted to design a bespoke prevention or treatment plan. Could this individualized lens finally unlock the door to halting or reversing cognitive decline? Traditionally, dementia diagnosis waited until cognitive symptoms were obvious. However, Dr. Isaacson highlights a new frontier: early detection through blood tests and digital cognitive assessments. These tools can reveal amyloid, tau proteins, neuroinflammation, and other markers long before memory fades. Not only that, but smartphone-based cognitive testing enables scalable, accessible brain health monitoring for millions, free of charge. But how reliable are these early markers, especially across different ages and backgrounds? Dr. Isaacson's team works to establish accurate brain cholesterol tests to benchmark brain health across the lifespan. Could routine blood panels, like cholesterol tests today, become the standard for brain health tomorrow? Despite advances, Dr. Isaacson laments the frustrating reality of a healthcare system designed around crisis treatment rather than prevention. Doctors rarely get reimbursed for early intervention or managing brain health before disease develops. Thus, many patients remain undiagnosed or untreated until too late. How can we convince a system entrenched in reactive care to adopt proactive brain wellness paradigms? Efforts like Dr. Isaacson's Alzheimer's Prevention Clinic and the online program RetainYourBrain.com offer hope, bypassing systemic inertia by empowering individuals directly. Yet, what will it take for this preventive perspective to gain mainstream acceptance and funding? To organize the multifactorial assessment of dementia risk, Dr. Isaacson outlines his anthropometrics, blood biomarkers, cognitive testing, DNA, and emotional social health framework, the ABCD and E model. Measuring waist circumference, muscle mass, and bone density under A underscores why body composition is critical to brain function. For B, biomarkers range from cholesterol, inflammation, metabolic factors to neurospecific proteins, providing a biological fingerprint. Cognitive tests assess functional status, while genetics, D, identify risk variants like APOE4. Finally, E shines light on psychological and social determinants, stress, connection, purpose, that profoundly influence brain resilience. Doesn't this holistic approach recognize the brain as part of the whole person rather than isolated pathology? Among the most powerful tools in the arsenal are lifestyle modifications. Dr. Isaacson champions tailored exercise regimes, especially those combining Zone 2 cardio, moderate intensity, with strength training, to reduce belly fat, improve metabolism, and support brain health. The importance of nutrition is equally emphasized. Diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids, leafy greens, berries, and high-quality fats nourish a resilient brain, though some patients may benefit from ketogenic approaches to optimize metabolic health. Sleep, often overlooked, is fundamental. Deep and REM sleep phases facilitate brain trash cleanup and memory consolidation. Poor or insufficient sleep accelerates cognitive decline. Should sleep hygiene become the baseline prescription for anyone wanting to preserve memory? Dr. Isaacson reveals a largely ignored truth. Hormonal changes, especially the steep estrogen decline during perimenopause and menopause, are potent drivers of Alzheimer's risk in women. As 2/3 of Alzheimer's patients are female, this is a crucial axis for intervention. Restoring hormones with bioidentical replacement at the right dose and timing can improve brain biomarkers and slow cognitive aging. While hormone therapy remains controversial and under-researched, Dr. Isaacson urges re-examination in the light of new neuroscience. Could addressing this hormonal dimension transform outcomes for countless women? Amid skepticism toward drug treatments due to historic failures, Dr. Isaacson offers a nuanced view. Drugs like GLP-1 agonists, used for diabetes and weight loss, and selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, such as low-dose escitalopram, exhibit promising effects on metabolic health and inflammation tied to dementia. Cholesterol treatments are revisited with precision. Low-dose statins or plant sterol inhibitors like Zetia may benefit the right person depending on genetic and metabolic profiles. Importantly, no single pill is magic. Pharmacology complements, but cannot replace, multimodal personalized lifestyle interventions. How can we reorient drug development to align with this integrative, personalized vision? The most compelling evidence comes from multimodal approaches combining dozens of individual treatments, from diet, exercise, supplements, hormone therapy to medications, all tailored to individual risk factors. Dr. Isaacson's 2019 clinical study showed that patients following over 60% of personalized recommendations improved cognitive scores and brain markers significantly. Early-stage patients saw stabilization or even reversal of symptoms. Does this challenge the traditional medical mindset, seeking a single silver bullet? It appears a complex problem demands a complex solution. Could embracing complexity be our best hope against Alzheimer's? One of the most astonishing findings shared is that brains can actually grow and regain volume with proper interventions, a profound challenge to the neuroscience orthodoxy that brain atrophy is inevitable. Cases monitored with quantitative MRI over years show increases in hippocampal and total brain volumes alongside normalized amyloid and tau levels. Cognitive function improves in parallel. Are these findings heralding a new era where neuroplasticity and brain health restoration become the norm, not the exception? While biology is vital, Dr. Isaacson stresses the emotional and social pillars of brain resilience. Loneliness, chronic stress, and lack of purposeful engagement accelerate cognitive decline. Simple interventions like hearing aids to prevent social withdrawal can reduce dementia risk by up to 8%. Mindfulness, meditation, and social connectedness enrich brain health in ways pharmacology cannot replicate. Is emotional well-being the missing link in current dementia prevention strategies? Recognizing that access to specialized preventive neurology is limited, Dr. Isaacson and collaborators have launched freely accessible digital platforms like retainyourbrain.com. These programs offer risk assessments, brain fitness exercises, and personalized guidance based on users' inputs, democratizing brain health empowerment. Yet, will individuals embrace proactive brain care? How can we bridge the gap between emerging science and public awareness to combat the looming dementia epidemic affecting tens of millions? Dr. Richard Isaacson's pioneering work challenges us to rethink Alzheimer's disease, not as an inevitable decline or a one-size-fits-all diagnosis, but as a preventable, multifactorial condition, detectable and modifiable decades before symptoms appear. The impressive blend of advanced biomarkers, personalized diagnostics, lifestyle medicine, pharmacology, and psychosocial care offers hope against what was once deemed hopeless. Are we ready to embrace this paradigm shift? Will we invest in prevention over palliation? The question remains, how will you steward your brain health today, knowing the future might depend on early and personalized action? Perhaps the key lies in changing the story we tell ourselves about aging and the brain, from one of inevitability and loss to one of empowerment and active preservation. The science is here. The choice is ours. Are you ready to retain your brain?